This podcast is powered by Roberts Media Group, your resource for podcast development. For more programming and advertising opportunities, please visit us at robertsmediagroup.co.
And I am bad and bougie, and I'm acting like I'm cute, and I'm so
You are tuning in to the Bad and Bougie Moms podcast show. Welcome to the Bad and Bougie Moms podcast show, where we pass no judgments on being pro-anti-kids for at least 30 minutes. Get ready to experience some amazing mommy time with these badass moms sharing their point of view on relationships, self-love, social media, and plenty more. Hi guys, this is Britt with the Bad and Bougie Moms podcast show. Thank you so much for taking out the time to listen. To kick off today's episode, I have Rosetta Reeves Hubbard. So Rosetta was born in Monrovia, Liberia, West Africa. I hope I got that right, Lord Jesus. She came to the States, Brooklyn, New York, when she was 5 years old and then moved and grew up in Georgia. She holds a Bachelor's of Science degree in biology and a minor in business from Savannah State University. She is Miss Liberia, Georgia 2007, Miss Teen Africa 2008, and Miss Navy Yard 2016. She is a wife to her high school sweetheart, Lance Hubbard, who is in the United States Marine Corps, and a mother of 3 beautiful children, Lance Jr., Giselle, and Chapman. She has worked for several years in the healthcare industry and now works for the federal government. Recently, she has decided to change fields and is now obtaining her master's degree in accounting and finance. Rosetta is the owner of Elite Pedal Event, a full design and coordinating event planning company. So thank you guys again for listening to the podcast. Make sure you share, like, and also, have some fun with us on our social media accounts. All right, here we go. Hi, you guys. This is Britt with the Bad and Bougie Moms podcast show. And on today's episode, I have Miss Rosetta. Hi, Rosetta. How you doing, girl?
I am doing great. It's a great, productive Thursday.
It is. I happy you said it. I am tired, though, but it was very productive today. I will say that.
Well, that's why you're tired, because it was productive.
Exactly. All right, Rosetta. So we're going to go ahead and kick it off to learn a little bit more about you. So who is Rosetta? How many kids you have? Are you in a relationship? Are you single, ready to mingle? I keep on saying hot girl summer, but I've known that we're in a fine girl fall at this moment in time. So yes, so tell me about yourself. Who is Rosetta?
So Rosetta is a woman who is an artist at heart. Mm-hmm. She loves science and math. I am a daughter. I am a mother. I am a wife. I am a sister. So I'm originally from Liberia, West Africa, moved to the States when I was young, grew up in Georgia. I have 3 beautiful children by the name of Lance Jr., Giselle, and Chapman. My husband is a member of the U.S. Marine Corps. We live here in Maryland. I have my own event planning company. Love doing the art, sewings, and putting events together. That's me. Just a little bit about me.
Nice. So with your husband being in the Marines, and it's crazy you mentioned that, because I actually have 2 nephews that are in the Marines as well. Did you guys move a lot, or were you lucky enough just to have to move a couple of times and kind of have settled ground?
So we have moved. However, those moves have been personal. So because he's active reserve, he chooses when he goes to active duty.
Nice.
We have when we got married, I moved to Jersey with him because I was in Georgia. He grew up in Jersey. I moved to Jersey, and then we moved back to Georgia after I had my second child, just because I wanted to be closer to family, get more support. So Georgia's good. I love Georgia, but the pay is not as good as it is up here.
It's not, girl. So at all.
Up here to Virginia, and then from Virginia now we're here in Maryland.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I have a cousin who actually lives in Virginia. She's a teacher up there, and she wanted to move to Georgia. And I was like, well, how much are you making? And I want to say she's like it's not I want to say it's like almost like a charter school compared to the schools like here in Georgia. And she was like, oh yeah, we get bonuses. I think she makes almost like 90,000. I'm like, oh girl, you ain't going to get that at all when you come to Georgia.
Yeah, there's a lot of charter schools out this way, but yeah, she's definitely not going to make that.
At all, at all. All right. So speaking about teachers in school, you mentioned that you do have children. So what are they, boys or girls, and what are their ages?
So my oldest, Lance, is 7 years old. He's in the second grade.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter, Giselle, is 5 years old. She is in kindergarten.
Okay.
And my youngest is Timothy, and he goes to school at home.
Nice. So 7, 5, and 10. So little baby. Well, I won't say little babies because I know they probably have the biggest personalities.
Oh my gosh, the biggest.
All right. So 7, 5, and 10. So with having children that age, what type of parenting style do you think you have? Like, are you kind of laid back, or, you try to be super strict? Like, okay, respect, make sure you make up your beds every morning. Especially with them being that young, I would really like to know how your parenting style is.
So you have to kind of learn your kids, because each child is different. Each child required different things. Like, for example, my son, I can wake up in the morning and say, hey, get up, it's time to get ready to school, and he'll be up. He might, moan and complain, but he'll get up. My daughter, on the other hand, is 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, you still not in the bed yet? Okay. You kind of have to like push her.
Right.
So I have to kind of learn, for me, I have to learn each of them and parent them just a little bit different. Not so much showing favoritism, but just, trying to do something that will appeal to them, that will make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do. Laid back, I'm not that laid back. I allow them to be expressive, not respectful. They know they can come to me and my husband to speak, about anything.
Okay.
They're very good kids. They're respectful. They know, what lines to cross and what lines not to cross, because we don't play that around here. So yeah.
Awesome.
I'm laid back, and my husband's military, so he is strict, and
that's why that's why I asked, because normally when the husband is military, the mom is kind of like, the nurturing type. All right, it's okay, but then again, I came across a couple of people who both of them is like, no, that you already know, if I say or he say, it's a wrap.
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm never gonna go back after, one of us say no. However, if we are disciplining them, I do like to speak to them about, why they got in trouble and the consequences and how that could affect them. So I try to be, I try to communicate with them so they know why, what's going on and why they're getting in trouble, even though they probably know.
Right. Exactly. Even before they do it, like, I don't know why I chose to go ahead and do this, because this is not going to be as planned.
Right. Exactly.
Awesome. All right. So with being a newer mom, especially having the gap of 5 years almost. Yeah. So how, okay, first of all, what's this planned as far as the pregnancy, and how was it going through that again, as far as being, 5 years out of the pregnancy game, I say?
So it was planned. However, it happened a year before. We was going to try in 2019, and he came, in 2000, or we got pregnant beforehand, and he came in 2018. And it's like starting all over. So, I have a 5-year-old, I have a 7-year-old, but I'm still looking online like, okay, 2 months old, what is he supposed to be doing? What's going on, and why is he doing this? So you feel like you're starting all over, even though you because they grow so fast. So that's why they say cherish every moment. Don't wish they were older, because you really do lose that time.
Right. I completely agree. So I'm not sure if you've been following the podcast long. So me and my husband, we have 5 kids all together. The oldest is 14 and the youngest just turned 2. Oh, wow. So, so it's 14, 12, 10, 9, then 2. So I tell people when I had Remy, like, honestly, like you said, I felt like a brand new mom. Like, I was the one having to look up stuff, and, you know, you kind of go in and like, okay, you know, I'm 2 kids in, I kind of already know what to do, but things change so drastically over the years. You're just like, okay, like, now they have a poopy diaper, but do I do this? And it was just crazy. But I do tell people that they do grow up fast, like you mentioned. And I'm like, I wouldn't want to miss anything for the world, especially with the youngest one.
Yeah. And I feel like I kind of have a little bit more time to give him.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're younger, you're trying to keep up. Even though I'm still doing a lot, you know, still accomplishing and checking things off my list.
Mm-hmm.
Like now that I'm getting older, I'm actually taking that time to spend and play with them, you know?
Yeah, because and you know, I totally agree, because my oldest daughter, I had her while I was in college, 21 years old, and like you said, just trying to keep up, finish school, you know, do everything. And with him, I had him at 32, and it's a big difference. Just being able, just the planning stage, and, you know, making sure you're ready for everything, and also taking it in, like you said, playing with them and all that. And I was able to have him at home for the first year. So that was good too, because the first 2 babies, they were at daycare like right when they turned, I want to say 6 weeks.
Oh.
So yeah, so just being able to have that time, it does make a big difference. Awesome. All right, so we're gonna flip the script. So enough about kids. We're gonna talk about relationships. So how long have you and your husband been married?
We've been married for 7 years now.
Okay,
We've been
nice.
together since high school, long distance at that too.
Wow. So so being together, well, long distance relationship since high school, what made you guys want to say, okay, you know what, we're going to go ahead and tie the knot?
We were together. I mean, so, you know, we kind of separated when we got into college. You know, I went to do my own thing, he wanted to do his own thing, because I've been with him since I was in high school. You know, when you get to college, you kind of want to just be by yourself.
Right.
You know, I'm an only child, so I've been spoiled by my dad and always had him. So I was like, you know what? It's time for me to do me and just depend on myself. And then when we got back together, you know, it just clicked. You know, we just decided that we wanted.
Wow, awesome. So being together so long and being married for 7 years, what type of advice would you give like a newly married couple, probably 3 years in, to make sure their relationship stays healthy?
I mean, communication, of course, is key to
Yes.
everything, because you always want to learn your partner. You know, when Lance and I got married, I was younger. I was 23 years old. And
Okay.
the woman that I was then, I am definitely not that woman now. I have grown and I'm able to, you know, really, I'm mature. I'm more mature. I know who I am. I know what I want, as opposed to before, maybe I did not. So you always want to constantly learn your partner. You want to communicate with them what your needs, what your wants are. Um, when you're going through those issues, those times where things aren't always good, you still need to communicate with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you kind of have to talk things through, and just remember who that person is that you know stated the vows to, because they may not be that person. You may not see them in the moment that you're arguing or you're not agreeing on things, but the
Right.
person is there at the core.
Right. Completely agree. Good. That was awesome advice. Completely agree. All right. So with you being the only child, I'm guessing, do your husband have a big family?
He does.
He does. Okay. So how was that dynamic coming in, especially since you guys knew each other for so long? Was it just like everyone, you know, it was just like a big, like their family is your family at this point?
Well, yeah, the thing is, so I'm originally from Liberia, and his family is, you know, he and his family's originally from Liberia. So his family knows my family from back home.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
they know each other.
Uh-huh.
So I also come from a big family as well, even though I am an only child. So
Mm-hmm.
we know each other, but it was kind of an adjustment for me, just because, you know, I left my family in Georgia, as far as my immediate family,
Okay.
to Jersey when we first got married. So it was an adjustment for me because, um, his family is great and they love him and it's very apparent, but I feel like I wanted that support from my own family too.
Right. I totally agree. So, and the reason why I asked that, because I'm not the only child. I do have two older sisters, but it was all girls. It was just my mom and my sisters who grew up in the household. But my husband, he has a very large family, to the point people are still Facebooking, me to be their friends. And I'm like, who's this? He was like, oh yeah, that's like my third cousin on such and such side. I'm like, how do you even know them? What did you guys, see each other at a reunion, whatever.
It's
So
funny.
just seeing that dynamic, huh?
I said no. I said it's funny because it's that way for the both of us.
Oh, right.
We'll both get friend requests, and he'll get someone from my side. I'm like, oh yeah, that's so and so.
Yeah. So and again, and like I said, my family is so small, and my sisters, they're not on social media at all. So just seeing the dynamic, and then like they like doing the barbecues and the big dinners and everything. So it took a little bit of getting used to, because I wasn't used to that at all. But I do it grew on me. I do like the whole big family, having all the cousins and taking pictures of like all 15 grandbabies and things like that. So I think it's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, my family is the dynamic is the same. It's just
Okay.
I was the only child, so my father is like one of I don't know how many. My mom is like one of 12, even though most of her family is still in Liberia. But most of my dad, well, a lot of my dad family is here. So I am used to that family dynamic. I had cousins in the house growing up with me. So we had the same upbringing, basically.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So when was the last time you visit Liberia?
The last time I went was in 2007. So I graduated high school 2007. Yep, and I went to college one semester. I took a break and I went to Liberia, and I had the time of my life. Like, still, I need to plan another trip to go back.
I know. I
But
can only imagine. I know it has to be beautiful there.
yes, it was. So people ask me, how did it feel going back? And I always use this analogy. So, when you go on vacation, say you're going to Jamaica, somewhere tropical,
Uh-huh.
have a good time. You're not really thinking about home, but as soon as you come home, you're like, oh, you kind of miss it. You miss
Right.
it at home. You're like, oh, my house, I miss you. So that's kind of how it felt when I stepped off the plane. It's like, oh, I'm home. That's the
Right.
way that I can think to explain it.
Oh gosh, I can't. Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying. That's crazy. But so when you plan to go back this time around, are you going to take the kids?
We would love to. Yeah, absolutely. We both still have family, a lot of family back there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we would definitely love to take the kids, and we plan on retiring one day back in Liberia. So
Oh yeah, that'd be amazing. I need to do my what's the DNA test? I need to find out where I'm actually from. I
I
think
would, I would
do it soon.
doing the African ancestry if you do that, just because they're more
Okay.
specific to a country and tribe. Like
Okay.
the ones will tell you, because I did mine. I did the 23andMe.
Uh-huh.
Tells you the different countries, but it doesn't tell you your tribe and things like that. I think the African ancestry would be more specific into, what exact place and what tribal, um, you know, influence you have from that
Yep.
country.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I read it. I wrote it down. So yeah, I'm definitely going to do that one. All right. So switching gears for one last time. So let's talk about business. So you mentioned you have an event planning service. When did you establish that? And first of all, what's the name of it? When did you establish it? And what type of services do you give?
So the name is Elite Petals Events.
Uh-huh.
I went in to do Rose Petal, but the name was taken. Elite Petals Event, and it was established in 2015.
Okay, nice.
I was doing event planning beforehand, but it just wasn't an established business.
Mm-hmm.
I became established in 2015. So we do full event planning and design and coordinating, from weddings to birthday parties to small intimate events.
Nice. So,
Yes.
so is event planning your passion? Is that something that you always kind of find yourself being into?
Yes. I love it. I just love the art, the making people happy, getting the ideas in their head and making it into reality. When someone tells me like, hey, I want to have a party and I want to have this theme, like I'm immediately like looking up ideas, thinking of things we can do, thinking of ways we can step outside the box. So yeah, that is my passion.
Oh, wow. So with the event planning, once you do book an event, do you contract people out to actually assist you with throwing the event, or do you have a team that is already in-house, or are you a one-woman show?
So I am a team, but I do contract out. So
Okay.
I can't do everything myself. And I, like, for example, I did a wedding this January. She didn't really want to pay for my team, so I did do it by myself. And I said to myself, I would never do that again.
Oh my
It is crazy.
gosh.
It's a lot of work to try to do it for yourself. We have a team that has come on board, but we do contract that out for different things that we may not be able to do. Like maybe like your backdrops and things like that. So yeah, we do contract out for different vendors.
Okay, awesome. So is there anything else in the works for Elite Petal events? Is there something that you're looking forward to releasing like in 2020?
We are open to slide. I try to do because I'm not fully committed to it 100% yet. I'm still working in the field.
Okay.
At home.
Uh-huh.
So, I try to open up at least 5 to 6 spots for brides a year. So we are open, if anyone's looking for an event planner, and we do travel.
Okay, that's gonna be my next question. I'm like, wait, hold on, I might know some people.
Matter of fact, most of the weddings that I've done has been in Georgia.
Nice.
This summer I was in Georgia at least 4 times.
Oh my gosh. Okay. In the summer, in the heat.
Yeah, in the heat. Matter of fact, because I had, things and supplies that I had to bring down with me.
Uh-huh. Oh my gosh. And yeah, I'm just thinking summer heat, trying to plan a wedding, it has to, I would think it would just be crucial.
But if it's something you love, you don't even think about it. Like
Exactly. So you mentioned that you wasn't fully committed to the event planning service. So what is your other half? What do you do? I guess, is it a 9 to 5, or what's the other position you have?
Yeah, so I do have a 9 to 5. I work with the federal government as a administrator.
Okay.
Is the business as far as event planning is not stable.
Right.
You may have events here, and then you may not have an event another month. So, and I still have mouths to feed. So yes, it's not a full-time gig that I have right now, but that was, an amazing dream for me to be, doing that full time.
Right. You don't understand, like when you working like in people services like that, like event planning, like you mentioned, is you have your highs, you can make a lot of money, and then once it stops for a second, it stops. So you have to get that consistency going where you say, okay, I can kind of let this other job go since I see the money flowing constantly.
Exactly.
Awesome. All right, so we about and wrap up the show. So at the end of each episode, we play this little game called the hot seat, which is 5 random questions that I get to ask you and get your opinion on. Do you want to play?
Absolutely.
Awesome. All right. So question number 1, excuse me. If you won $1 million, what would be the first thing you would buy?
That I would buy after I pay off my debt?
Look, yeah. So being responsible, what would you buy?
What would I buy? Probably some property, not a house. I mean, of course, I would love to get a house too, but probably a property, to invest in a business, maybe my event business.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's what I would do too. I would probably, if I wanted to be super immature and ratchet, I would probably buy like a Bentley or something, but with my money. But if I was, I would definitely,
get my G-Wagon.
Exactly. Go ahead and get the dream car. But if I'm being a responsible parent, everything, I would definitely invest probably a lot of it, and also buy some property too.
Right.
Awesome. All right. So question number 2, name 3 things you love about yourself.
I love that I am creative. I love that I love to cook. And I love that I am just free with myself in regards to how I dress. I dress for me. Everyone always say, "Oh, you're always dressed up," but it makes me happy. Is how I express myself.
Mm-hmm. Nice, nice. You dress up. Are you doing like the whole full dress up in heels? Have your bag, everything?
Yes, I am 5'2", so I call it short girl syndrome. I like to wear heels.
Wait. But see, with you being that size, I'm assuming you have small feet, so you probably have like the cutest shoes.
I do have small feet. I wear, maybe 6.5 to 7.5, depending on the cut of the shoes. So yeah.
Okay. See, and look, I'm on the totally opposite end. I'm 5'10" and a half, and I wear a size 10 and a half, 11. So if I find a really cute shoe, I'll go ahead and grab it. But I keep shoes like forever because it's so hard to find a really nice shoe in my foot size. But I was like, I wish I was at least like 5'2", a good 5'2", 5'3", I'll be okay.
It says 5'2.5", so sometimes I tell people I'm 5'3". So
that half inch counts. I tell people that all the time. It counts.
It does. It really do.
Awesome. All right. So question number 3. All right. If you were being robbed and could get out of it by rapping or singing one song perfectly, what song would it be?
Oh, that's a good question. Anything Beyonce.
Okay. All right. Queen Bee in the house. Okay, cool. All right. Question number 4. What is the last book you read?
The last book that I read, I have it right here. It's called You Badass, Stop Doubting Yourself.
You know what? I think I have that book too. Is it a yellow?
Yep, it's by Jen Sincero. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Amazing book. I love it.
How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life.
Yes. Okay, good book. Yeah, I concur on that. Great book. All right, last question.
Start reading it. It took me a while to finish the book because it was like a hard to start it for me. I don't know. It was kind of weird, but I got through it. I liked it though.
Yeah. Once and it was a little bit hard for me too, but once you kind of get to the middle part, it kind of gets easier. But I have started. I told myself for the last quarter of this year, going to next year, I'm gonna start picking books that I would never pick up. So like right now, I just started reading, and actually my daughter picked it out for me. Something about artificial intelligence and how it's going to affect us in the year 2030. Crazy, exactly. Super crazy. Have no idea. It's I don't know. It's weird. China and Facebook and social media. So I got through like chapter 1, and it's like a struggle. But I'm committed because I want to at least kind of broaden my horizon as far as with books. So you'll hear about it. I'll let you know how it go.
Okay, I'll be listening.
All right, last question. If you can go back, what would you tell your 21-year-old self? One thing.
Oh my gosh, I would tell her to not be afraid and take those risks because you have one life to live.
Yes.
Don't worry about what could happen. Just do it.
Oh gosh, I need to tell myself that now. Like, girl, just live your life.
Right, I do tell myself that now.
So yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Rosetta. So if people want to get to know a little bit more about you on social media, how can you be reached?
So if you want to contact my event planning, you can reach me at elite_petals events. So that's ELITE_petals events. And then my personal is Rosetta. That's ROZETA_ST0N3. So Rosetta Stone.
Oh, nice. All right, Rosetta. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. You are definitely a bad and bougie mom. Say bye to the people, girl.
I'll see you later. Y'all enjoy yourself.
All right,
All right, guys, that is it for us. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you would like to get into some more fun, follow us on social media. On Instagram, we are at Bad and Bougie Moms. On Facebook, at The Bad and Bougie Moms. And also on Twitter, at BBM_podcast. Make sure you like, share, and comment on any of the podcast platforms that you listen to us on. Again, we hope you guys enjoy. See you later.